Hey guys, it's Beth. Today I'll be using these tumbling tower blocks from Dollar Tree to build a tray. I started by gluing together some of the tumbling blocks in sets of 3. Used wood glue and glued 3 side by side, and I needed to make 24 of these sets. And then I needed to glue together 6 sets of 2. I used wood glue and again put them side by side. And then I take all of those pieces and glue those together. So it makes 1 set of 12, and I made 2 of those. And then I take another 3 tumbling blocks. I glue 2 of them together side by side. And then on the ends of those, I glue 1 more tumbling block. And I make 4 of those sets. And then I take 4 more tumbling blocks and glue. I let all the pieces dry for about half an hour before I worked with them again. I took the sets of 3 and glued them going in the opposite direction each one. So I glued the first row of 6 together, again alternating the patterns of how I glued the blocks together. And then I glued together 3 more rows of the 6, and they're all going to be glued together as one piece. So it'll be 4 blocks by 6 blocks. And then I take the sets of 12 that I made and wood glue those to each of the longer ends of the base. And then I take these sets that I made, and 2 will be glued on each side. So I take it and put wood glue on the bottom and then the shorter end and glue it to the bottom of the base and the end of that row of 12. So these will be the sides. I let this dry for half an hour again before I worked with it. And these pieces of 2 will go on the top afterwards. After the half an hour, I took some mineral chalk paint by Waverly and mixed it with some water. This will thin it out and give it more of a stained look than a painted look. I did 1 coat and I covered just about all of it except the top of those tumbling blocks on the end, and I did only the border on the bottom. And then I took black chalk paint by Folkart and painted those little sets of 2 and gave them 1 coat. And next I took this matte varnish by Waverly and just gave the entire painted area 1 coat. And then I took this self-adhesive felt piece. I believe I got it from Amazon. Another option for the bottom is the self-adhesive cork board from Dollar Tree. That would work just as well. I traced out most of the bottom, leaving just a little bit of the border exposed, and then placed down the felt pad. Flipped it over, added wood glue to those tumbling blocks that are sticking up on the sides, and placed down the 2 pieces that are painted black. Then I did let this dry overnight. It's super easy and looks really cute. Thank you guys so much for watching.